Hey, Mitch, do you have a second?
Yeah, what's up?
There's a chance I might not be able to make it home tonight. It's not decided or anything, but I figured it was better if I let you know in advance, just in case.
Did something happen? I thought you said you might come home early today with the blizzard heading toward our city. Or did you change your shift? I do remember you saying something about how the guys working the late night shift will stay in the office overnight regardless of the weather.
No, my shift is still the usual 9 to 5, it's just that we had a little trouble.
Really? Is everything alright?
I don't know, but we'll have to deal with it either way. One of our important clients had a little issue with their computer system. If we don't fix it now, it could potentially affect millions of people, and we really don't want that. That's why my coworkers and I are trying to resolve the issue right now, but so far, so good. At this rate, we might not be able to make it home before the snowstorm hits us.
I see. That must be one of the harder things about being a programmer. Come to think of it, this wasn't the first time something like this happened, was it? Something similar happened a few months ago.
Right. It was during hurricane season. Sucks to be me, but I guess I can't help it. It's what gets me food on the dinner table. Anyway, this time we should be able to sort things out from our office building. We won't have to visit our clients like last time, so it shouldn't take too much time. That being said, it's still unclear when we'll be able to resolve the issue. It might be in 5 minutes, it might be in 5 hours, so the long and the short of it is that I might be home early today, just like I told you in the morning, but I might also spend the night over at my office. We really don't know. Don't worry about dinner. I'll fix myself a sandwich if I make it back home in time. Feel free to order some early pizza if you want. So yeah, will that be all right?
Of course. Good luck fixing the problem.
Thanks. Oh, and one last thing. Could you do the laundry for me?
The laundry tonight in this weather? Are you sure that's a good idea? Our dryer's still broken, We'll need to sun-dry it.
I know. Don't worry. I'm not asking you to hang the clothes out in the yard. We don't want our clothes covered in snow. I'll dry it once the storm passes and once I get home. I just figured you might as well do it now since it's just a press of a button.
Meh, I guess so.
And while you're at it, could you wash my apron as well? You'll find it hanging near the fridge.
Since when did you have an apron? I don't remember seeing you wearing one before. I mean, I already know you like to tie your hair into a bun when you cook, but with an apron, you're gonna look like some kind of lunch lady.
I don't mind that. Better than getting things messy. The apron's brand new. It only arrived yesterday, so it has that weird smell that new products tend to have. I'll appreciate it if you could toss it into the laundry. If you do, I promise I'll bake you some nice cupcakes over the weekend. Please?
Sounds good, I guess.
Thanks. You're still working from home today, right?
Yep, I was actually just working right now.
You were? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you would be on your lunch break by now. Don't worry about me. You should focus on your work.
It's fine. Once I'm done with what I'm doing now, I won't have any more tasks for the day.
Really? Oh, that makes me feel slightly better for bugging you before your break. Well, I guess I should leave you to it then. I should get back to work too. See you later.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Mitch, are you not home? Are you out for a pizza or something? Please tell me you haven't gone out of the house in this weather. This is an emergency. Have you not checked our yard? Oh, I can't believe it. You're always on your phone. Why not now? Mitch, Mrs. Jerome called to tell me she found someone lying in the snow in our yard. Apparently she was hoping to get some help from us because, well, she was in our yard, but no one answered the door, so she dealt with everything herself. She called the ambulance and everything already, so you don't have to worry about that. Just thought I'd let you know. Honestly, where are you? And what are you doing? You better not tell me you've been sleeping all this time. Anyway, could you either text me back or call me once you read this message? I'll be waiting. Mitch, did you get my message? Judging from how you haven't gotten back to me yet, I'm guessing you're still not home either. I hope you're not in an accident or anything. That would be unfortunate. All right, I'm going to spam you with my messages on the off chance that you just lost your phone or something. Come on, Mitch. Lost your phone? Hey! Okay, maybe this is pointless. Anyway, I want to talk to you about the lady Mrs. Jerome found in our yard. Call me back as soon as you see this, all right? It looks like you're in really hot water right now. The sooner you deal with it, the better.
Amy, what's up with your cryptic message? I'm in hot water? Seriously? That's the best you can do? What is up with you? If you want to grab a dude's attention, you should make them feel better. Don't try and guilt trip me. We both know you had it coming. And don't even try to get Mrs. Jerome involved. She's a sweet old lady and she doesn't have to get caught up in this. You just have to stoop lower than you already have, don't you? Quit humiliating yourself. It won't earn you any pity. Forget it. Which hospital are you at? It's not like I'll actually bother to go visit you, but you might as well tell me if you want my attention so badly.
Excuse me? For your information, I'm still at my office. I figured now wasn't the best time to go home yet, considering the weather and, well, you know.
Huh? But I thought you said Mrs. Jerome found you lying in the snow.
I can tell you haven't really read my text. Probably skimmed over it, huh? I'm sorry if you were annoyed by me, but at the very least, you don't have to be so rude about it. You're making an even worse impression.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just busy and stuff.
Right, sure. Just go back and start reading it again. Be thorough this time. Don't gloss over anything, especially the ones I sent you last night.
Hold on a second, what the hell? You can't be serious. There was an unknown lady lying in our yard? Mrs. Jerome had to call an ambulance for her? What the hell is going on?
Funny you're asking. I was going to ask you the same questions myself.
What are you talking about?
You spilled the beans yourself. I am not an idiot, you know. I read what you sent me. There's no point in pretending there was no malicious intent on your part.
So, this is actually just a really huge misunderstanding. I just thought you were making things up. I thought you were blaming me for not letting you into the house or something, and, you know, trying to play the victim by gaining Mrs. Jerome's sympathy.
Don't even try to play dumb with me, Mitch. We both know full well that won't be enough to explain what you sent me. You can try and delete your messages all you want, but I already took a record of it. Anyway, we figured out who the person lying in the snow was. Her name's Kristen. It's a pretty name.
Kristen?
I don't have any personal relationships with anyone by that name. What about you, Mitch? Anything you want to tell me about your precious friend? She's a brunette, just like me.
No, you've got it all wrong. I mistook her for you. It's not like I was cheating or anything.
So, you thought she was me, and that's why she's in the hospital now? Interesting.
No, I mean...
Forget it. It's not like I'm surprised.
Huh?
How long do you think it's been since I got the call from Mrs. Jerome? It's been more than 15 hours. Of course I did my homework.
Homework? Huh? Oh, come on now, Amy. If you want to tell me something, you better just be blunt about it. What are you accusing me of? Go on, tell me.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just implying that I know you were cheating on me.
Right, just give me time, I promise. I can explain.
Let me put emphasis on the word no. Don't even try to make up some story about how it's all a misunderstanding. It's pointless. I know you were cheating on me, and I know you had not only one, but 2 girlfriends. You're disgusting.
Oh, why would you be so sure?
Fine. I guess I might as well explain. It'll probably help you see the big picture and understand where you're currently standing. Things probably started rolling last night after I texted you to tell you that I'll probably be home late. You apparently contacted both Kristen and your other girlfriend and offered to hang out with them. Kristen refused the offer, saying she had other things to do. That's why you decided to invite the other girl, let's say girl number 3, over to your house. I already have so many questions, but I digress. Moving on. You probably went over to girl number 3's place to pick her up. With all the snow, it'll be cruel to make her come all the way over to your place when you're the one who called. That's why, for a little while, no one was home at our place. And you, being you, forgot to lock the door.
Wait, what?
That was when Kristen arrived. Maybe she wanted to surprise you. Whatever the case, she let herself inside, and when no one responded when she called out for you, she figured you were still working. So she decided to wait until you were finished, and by pure interest decided to make some dinner. So she took the apron that I left near the fridge and tied her hair up into a bun, just like I do when I cook food.
Hold on. Oh, please tell me I have the wrong idea.
She was just getting prepared when you came back home with girl number 3. You must have been drunk. Otherwise, it won't make sense for you to mistake Kristen for me, even if we did resemble each other when we cook. Anyway, you saw a brunette wearing an apron with her hair in a bun cooking in the kitchen. You weren't sober enough to realize that it was Kristen. Mistaking her for me, you panicked and kicked her out of the house without even bothering to check her face. Smart move, doofus. You should really try stay sober if you're going to do something malicious. Oh, and drunk driving is illegal, just so you know.
That was Kristen? That's why the story didn't make any sense.
You and girl number 3 knew that you won't be able to have fun with your wife around the house, so the two of you ran off to some other place with your car. And unfortunately, this time you actually didn't forget to lock up. I don't know where you two went after that, but I'm guessing the two of you have been together this entire time, right?
Let's discuss more important matters. What happened to Kristen after that? Why would she be lying in the snow? The story didn't add up.
She was lying in the snow because she couldn't move. You must have been pretty violent when you kicked her out of the house. She tripped over the stairs near the entrance and fell. It broke her right leg.
Huh?
And then you just had to go and tell her to beat it. You just had to tell her to suck it all up and go bury herself in the snow. Poor Kristen. Even if she was one of your girlfriends, I still feel really bad for her. And it scares me to think that you said all those things thinking it was me. Her phone was still in her purse, and she left that inside the house. She couldn't move, so it wasn't like she could call for help either. Plus, the weather was getting pretty bad, so people didn't hear her when she tried to call out for anyone around the area. It's no surprise. You know how quiet it is when it snows? It's because snow absorbs sound. Nature can be pretty cruel sometimes. And to top it all off, no one in their right mind would leave their homes in such terrible weather. Kristen was pretty much left to die. It was pure dumb luck that Mrs. Jerome found Kristen. She was just taking a peek out the window when she noticed Kristen laying in the snow. Thankfully, she became the saving grace that Kristen needed. You know the rest of the story. Mrs. Jerome called the ambulance, knocked on our door, called me when no one answered, and the rest is history.
So, Kristen, how's she doing?
She's getting better, but hypothermia is nothing to laugh at, and she still can't walk on her own. She'll be staying at the hospital for a few more days, just in case.
Which hospital?
Why would you want to know? I don't see the point in telling you.
But what do you mean?
To be honest, I don't want to be too sympathetic to Kristen. I'm sure if she was in girl number 3's position and I was in Kristen's last night, she wouldn't have batted an eye. That being said, I can tell that she's traumatized and pretty much done with you at this point. I'm not going to be a pain by causing her any more misery. I'm going to stay optimistic and say that she learned her lesson. So for now, I'm prioritizing keeping her safe from you over getting my revenge on her.
Keeping her safe from me? Come on, I'm not gonna hurt her.
You literally broke her leg.
Well, I can always apologize, right? There aren't any mistakes that can't be undone.
I don't know. I think there's a limit. Besides, it would be best if you focused more on yourself. Has it ever occurred to you that the police might be getting involved?
The cops? You can't be serious. What is this, some kind of detective show?
They came over to my office today to ask me some questions. But since I spent the night at the office, they figured I wasn't involved in any of this and let me go. I don't know about you, though. Something tells me you're pretty heavily involved.
Oh, no. What's gonna happen to me? They aren't gonna arrest me, are they?
Who knows? Why didn't you head over to your closest police station and ask them?
Why do you sound so disinterested? I'm your frickin' husband. This should be as important to you as it is to me. How can you be so heartless?
I'm the one who's heartless? You're the one who cheated on me with 2 other girls. You're the one who sent Kristen to the hospital. I think it's clear which one of us really doesn't have any sense of compassion.
I mean, people make mistakes, but you don't have to be so harsh.
It's over, Mitch. I'm already looking for a lawyer. We're getting a divorce.
A divorce? Don't you think that's going a bit too far? What are you gonna need a lawyer for?
Let me repeat myself. You're the one who cheated on me with 2 other girls. And you're the one who sent one of your girlfriends to the hospital thinking it was me. You were willing to leave me in the snow to die. I can think of a million ways to sue you. Maybe Kristen and I could team up against you.
Come on, Amy, you have to forgive me just this once. You know you'll always be my #1 girl.
Excuse me?
Why do you think I married you? It's because you're the best girl out of the bunch. Sure, I may have cheated on you, but it's only because I was feeling alone. I promise it won't happen again. I love you, Amy. That's why I chose you as my wife.
Interesting use of words there. It almost sounds like you were always cheating on me since the very beginning. Now that I think about it, you did have a lot of close friends back when we started dating. Like that one time when you went on an overnight trip with one of your friends from high school. She was pretty cute. I wonder if it really was just a friend.
Oh, you're just imagining things. You're reading too much into this.
I understand. I was just being too naive and forgiving. You know what? Let's just end this conversation. I'm only going to get even more upset with both you and myself. Just give me a few more hours and I'll find myself a nice lawyer. They can deal with you.
Do you really need a lawyer?
Yes. And don't try to convince me otherwise. If you can't tell, I am super angry right now. Bye, Mitch. I hope I never speak to you ever again. Thankfully, Mitch seemed to get the message. After my last text, he didn't bother to send me any more poor excuses. Later that day, one of my coworkers offered to introduce me to a competent lawyer. With their help, I managed to prepare all the necessary documents and successfully sue my former husband. The entire divorce went very smoothly. In a matter of a few days, I was once again happily single, ready to enjoy some time for myself. Since the house belonged to Mitch, I decided to move out. Eventually, I found a new place with a beautiful kitchen. It was time I finally got back into my hobby of cooking and baking. Meanwhile, it seemed as though things weren't going as smoothly for Mitch and the others. After Kristen left the hospital, she and girl number 3 got into a big argument. They both thought that they were Mitch's first go-to girl, but once they realized that they were both being played by Mitch, the tables were turned. The 2 of them banded up against Mitch, and all hell broke loose from there. Kristen tried to get Mitch sued for injuring her, while Mitch tried to sue Kristen for trespassing. It was all very messy, and I'm just grateful that I didn't have to get involved in any of it. Funnily enough, both Mitch and Kristen texted me to introduce them to my lawyer on the exact same day. Maybe they really were meant to be together. Either way, I decided to ignore them both. I really didn't want anything to do with it, especially now that I was out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Feel free to leave any thoughts in the comment section, and I hope we get to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching!